Hello and welcome back to my FPL video. Now in this video I'm going to be talking about my transfer plans for game week 27. Now obviously if you were like me in game week 26 you did a wild card and it's not worked out as well as you thought and your previous team has absolutely just killed it. You're feeling a bit down and you feel you can't quite remember why you did this wild card. Well, take a look at the fixtures now. Look at further ahead. There's double game weeks to be had, and this is why we went for the wild card. Now, some of my transfer plans the week before were terrible advice, so I'm really hoping this week works out a lot better for us. There is going to be a couple of shockers in terms of people to get rid of, but I think the couple of players who I'm recommending you may bring into your team, certain players that I look at bringing into my team, are definitely, I think, great differentials. So then, the first player who I definitely recommend looking at bringing into my team for game week 27, if you don't already have 3 Brentford players, that's not Mbeumo, and that is of course Mbeumo. Now, there's many reasons to pick Mbeumo. Obviously, the main reason is that you're looking at their fixtures coming up. We've got a double game week in 27. Looks nice. Yes, they're both away, but Everton and Southampton, I think Brentford can score in both of those games. They have a fixture for game week 28, which is also really important because there's a few teams that are going to blank in that, and they're at home to Leicester, who seem to be leaking in goals. And then they've got another another double game week in game week 29. Yes, Man United away might look tough on paper, but they've just been battered 7-0, so who knows what can happen there. And obviously Brentford did batter them at the start of the season. And then Brighton, yes, that's a little tougher, but it's a double game week, so who cares, right? And obviously you got the Tony issue going on. He might be banned by this point, so a clear replacement is Mbeumo. He's mega cheap. He's only 5.8 million. He's under 5% owned. Now he scored 5 goals this season, which might not be a lot really. He's only averaging 3.6 points per match this season so far, but he has got 4 assists, and like I said, he has got 5 fixtures in the next 3 game weeks, so that you cannot ignore. I think he'll be a great differential. He's going to start, that is definitely for sure. He's going to start all these games. I think this could be a great pick. So then my other player who I would recommend bringing in is Ben Chilwell of Chelsea. Now this one people might not be thinking about, which is why I brought him in here. Now myself, I looked at my wildcard team and I was going to bring Reece James in, but because of his hamstring injury he had, which has put him out of that game week just gone, I decided not to go for a Chelsea player and change it for a Newcastle player. And I did think about going for Ben Chilwell, but I just wasn't sure if he was going to play, whether it was going to be Cucurella or whoever Potter picks. He likes to rotate it. But no, he did start Ben Chilwell again, so that's now 2 game weeks in a row that he started, and he's played the full 90 minutes in both games, so it looks like he could possibly be fit now. So, I mean, obviously he's been injured a lot throughout the season, so that's why we've been a bit unsure bringing him in. So if he starts, particularly this Leicester game, I'll be very confident about having him starting against Everton and at least Villa. Liverpool, I'm not 100% sure about. Double game week, you never know what Potter might be thinking. But 2 90 minutes in a row. They've got Leicester away in game week 27. That's a tasty fixture. They've got Everton at home in 28. That's a nice fixture. Villa at home. That's a nice fixture. And even Liverpool at home is a nice fixture. And obviously Liverpool, yes, they just kept a clean sheet, but they've not been prolific at keeping clean sheets. And Ben Chilwell, yes, he's only got 3 assists so far this season. He's only got 3 clean sheets so far this season. But he has been injured a lot for the season. So to get 3 assists already, that's pretty decent to be fair. He's only 5.8 million. So, I mean, you could say that might be a little expensive for a defender right now because nobody's really wanting the Trents, the Robertsons like that. And obviously Cancelo's gone. So we're going for a bit cheaper, between like 4.5 and 5.5. But for 5.8 million, if Ben Chilwell goes back to being the way he was, I reckon this could be a great bargain. He's less than a 3% owned, man. This is unbelievable. If you get in on early, he could absolutely smash the points in. Right then, so let's talk about the players who I think we should maybe get rid of now. And obviously the first one is a Liverpool player. Now, I said last week to get rid of a Liverpool player, and he absolutely smashed it. So, this might not sound like the smartest piece of advice, getting rid of Robertson. But I'm going to talk about why I think we should get rid of Robertson. Well, why if I had him, and I just had him, I've just got rid of him myself. But why I reckon you guys should probably get rid of Robertson. Number one, he's got a blank in game week 28, so that's a big reason why. Yes, they've got Bournemouth away in game week 27, so if you want to keep him for that fixture, that is fine. I completely understand that. That's what I was trying to do. I mean, I wanted to keep him, but unfortunately, because of that blank, I decided to get rid. And I wasn't expecting much from the Man United game, so that one done me over. Yes, he's doing an exceptional 6 assists, 7 clean sheets. Doesn't look too bad, to be fair, but it's Liverpool, and you think they'll have a lot more from where we are this time of the season. But my biggest thing is, he's 6.8 million. He's got a blank in game week 28, and then game week 29 where they've got a double. They've got Man City and Chelsea both away. Those fixtures are nasty fixtures. Yes, Chelsea aren't the Chelsea that they've been in the last few seasons before, but it's still away at Stamford Bridge. That's not going to be an easy fixture for Liverpool. And then on top of that, there's the rotational risk with Robertson. Last time Liverpool had a double game week, Robertson didn't even come on the pitch for the second game in that double game week. So I can see him playing in game week 29 against Man City away, and then he will easily, well, I reckon he will be, on that bench for Chelsea and not come on. So you're looking at really these next 4 games that these next 3 games, I can see him playing only 2. I can see him obviously playing in full 19 game week 27. He's got the blank in 28. I can see him playing in 29 against Man City, and then I can see him blanking in game week 29 against Chelsea. So that's 2 games in 4 fixtures, even though one of them is a blank, so that's 3. I don't think that's worth it, considering you're just paying just under 7 million. That's a premium defender there. It's not worth it in my opinion. That's why I reckon there's better players out there, especially the ones with double game weeks, like better double game weeks, where I think you should really look at instead and put your money elsewhere. So finally, as you can see on screen, my last player here, or my other player should I say, who I'd definitely recommend. I say definitely. I'll get rid of it definitely. This is just somebody I would recommend. People who bought Haaland late on, so people who paid around 12 million for Haaland, to get rid right now. Because if you're like me and you had him on game week 1, where he was 11.5 million, don't even think about taking him out of your team. Just leave him on the bench if you want, because you're going to lose so much value, because he's not going to go down in value. So you'll lose so much value, you might actually find it even harder to bring him back in your team. You might need to remodel it again. So don't do that. But if you've bought him for a higher price, just get rid of him for a bit. Now, Crystal Palace away, obviously that is an easy fixture for Man City, let's face it. So I completely understand if you want to keep him for that one. But there is teams in game week 27 have a double, so you can go for Tony. Tony scores, or Mbeumo, who I've just mentioned before. He's got a double. So they've got double in 27 and a game week 28 fixture, whereas Haaland's only got the 1 in 27 and he's got a blank in 28, and then he comes back to 29 against Liverpool, who's a tough team for Man City. So realistically, I definitely recommend, if you paid a high price for Haaland, to get rid of him now and then bring him back for game week 30, because Man City, they don't even have a double in 29, so bring him back for 30 against Southampton. If you want to keep him for 27 against Crystal Palace, that's fine. I will get rid of him now, though, if I didn't have Tony or Mbeumo or somebody else who has a double. Even Ferguson at Brighton. Maybe not Ferguson at Brighton, but you know what I mean. Somebody who's got a double in 27, and if you can't afford Tony and you need to sell one of your premium players up front, definitely look at selling Haaland, because it's going to be a gamble, put it that way, because he is 85% owned, but it could work out for you. So that's why I'm recommending maybe just take a look at getting rid of Haaland just for a few weeks, not long term, just for a few weeks. And there you have it. Those are my crazy plans for game week 27. Obviously, I won't have the bottle to do some of those plans, but I hope you enjoyed that video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all on the next one.